This morning for breakfast we had a healthy apple crumble that has protein powder in it. So I started by dicing up 4 small size Gala apples. I put them all into a stainless steel pot and added a sprinkle of vanilla bean powder, some cinnamon and some salt. Then I added 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. A big squeeze of half a lemon. I gave this a mix around to coat it and then I put it on the stove top and I just cooked it on low until it becomes tender. Next I'll line a baking tray with baking paper and just set that aside. This is for the protein mix. So I used 2 cups of rolled oats, next I add my protein powder. So I use 5 tablespoons of this, but depending on what brand you have, it differs. This one can be used, it's the Thriving Family from Nutri-Organics for people that are pregnant, breastfeeding, kids, anyone can use it, it's fantastic. Then I add 4 tablespoons of almond meal and a sprinkle of shredded coconut. So I'm going to give all my dry ingredients a mix and then add some maple syrup. So I use around 2 tablespoons of maple syrup to help coat the oats. And you just add water as needed because you don't want them to be dry and you don't want them to be too wet as well. So you just keep mixing until the consistency changes where you can see everything's coated so it won't burn in the oven. So you want your mixture to look a little bit like this. So it's crumbly and everything's coated. It's not super dry, but it's not like when you make oatmeal. Then by the time you've made that, your apple should be ready and you just want to do the apple all across the bottom of your lined baking tray. Then you just add your crumble mix on top of your apple and spread it out. Then you just want to bake it until it browns. So in my oven, that takes around 10 to 15 minutes on 180. And then when you pull it out, it's nice and crispy. We like eating this with coconut yogurt. We get this one from Coles, it's dairy-free and organic. And that was our breakfast today. So for lunch today, I make these sweet potato wraps. So I start by peeling the sweet potato. And then I just cut it into rough chunks to boil it on the stove until it's really soft and make mashed sweet potato. I can't say I've used this one before. This is Vegan Easy Eggs by Oregon. I think I'm saying that right. Well, this is a vegan egg substitute. We're not vegan, but there is an egg shortage where we live at the moment. So we're trying this out in our wraps. But usually we would just use 2 fried eggs in each wrap. Scrambled or just fried is fine. So I just followed the instructions on this: 2 tablespoons of the powder to half a cup of water and then a teaspoon of oil. Then I just oiled a pan and cooked it like you would scrambled eggs, I guess. The wraps I use are the Mebs wraps. The wholemeal or the white are great. So I put them in the oven to give them like a little bit of a crunch and then fold them in half. This is the Naked Byron Mayo. This is the best mayo ever. It is vegan as well, actually. It's made of aquafaba juice, which is chickpea juice. And it's really good on absolutely everything. So I just spread some mayo onto it and then mashed the sweet potato directly onto the wrap. So it stuck to the pan a bit, but it tastes pretty good. The texture's a little bit different. It sort of went a little bit more cubey than scrambled, but it's nice. So I'm just gonna put that in the middle. Then I'm just gonna fold it over and cut it with scissors. It's a little bit easier because I've cooked the wrap a bit. Otherwise, if I use a knife, it tends to fall apart more. So that's our sweet potato egg wraps for lunch. And my baby is asleep at the moment, so he is gonna have his when he wakes up. So for dinner tonight, I'm making quinoa and beef burgers with veggies. So I'm gonna start by dicing up an onion. I'm then gonna grate up a zucchini and a carrot and put it in a bowl with the onion. So I've just got 500 grams of beef mince. I like the Cleavers brand. I'm just gonna put that in. So this is the herb and garlic cooker crumb breadcrumbs. You could use any breadcrumbs and then just add mixed herbs separately, but I think it's around just over half a cup that I add into this. And then because we have the egg shortage, I'm just using chia seeds. So 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. You can either pre-soak them before with 3 tablespoons of water, or you can just put it straight in because the zucchini is quite moist, and if you're letting it sit for around 20 minutes, it will sort of expand from that water. So I like to let mine sort of sit in the flavors a little bit, so I put mine into the fridge for around 20 minutes, and then when I pull it out, I just line a baking tray with paper, and I use my hands to make them into patties. I find these really easy because I can bake them in the oven for around 30 to 40 minutes on 180 and they come out perfect and crispy, but it's an easy one with kids because you can just put it in, forget about it, and come back when the timer goes off and dinner's done. If you haven't made quinoa before, there is a short on the Breehive page that shows you the easiest way to get perfect quinoa every single time. And now the patties are done, so I'll just layer it on, and it's full of veg and very high protein for dinner. And that's what we ate today. Thanks for watching.